Good evening, good evening, good evening, and here we are.
We back on this
We're
turned up
back.
Thursday night, heading to the weekend. NBA playoff night, NFL draft night. It's a lot going on tonight, people.
There's a lot going
So
on.
I ain't gonna lie. I'll be shocked if there's a few people on tonight because there's a lot going on tonight. And the weather's nice down here too in Atlanta. Now, granted, people probably listen all over the world, but down here is beautiful. But
The
how are you?
weather is actually nice today in Toronto, and admittedly, this is me. I'm watching on my iPad. I'm watching the Toronto Raptors take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I actually have two parlays going right now. One has the Raptors on the money line. That's my big winner. If I can catch that for $5, I win almost 500. So, like, I'm just, I might be a little distracted. Just joking. I'm completely in the game. I'm here. We're in it. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. As Twin says, it's Turn Up Thursday. I want to thank all of our new subscribers, all of our new commenters. I do read the comments, everybody, just so you know. Some of them are absolutely hilarious. I try to like as much. And I comment, one person said they thought that our names were intertwined because I had my twins out. And I was like, you know what? Since y'all are watching the twins, let me
That's a good
let,
one.
let,
That's a good one. I like that
they
one. That
were
was
like,
smart
they
though.
thought that, oh, that was a good
That was a
one.
good one.
I had to laugh. I had to laugh. So I love it. So I was like, since y'all are watching the twins, let's make sure they're out tonight. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one. I like that. That's being
I
creative.
I did say last week I was gonna record our before we come on camera, and I forgot to this. We just had a really funny conversation, but I'm gonna start bringing you guys into that before conversation because it's quite hilarious. Before we get into our show, are you dating right or
Mm.
wasting time? Jesus, I know the answer to mine's right away. I'm gonna tell you right away what my answer is. We're just gonna find out how each other's week has been. How has your week been, twins?
Very productive, like always, which is a good thing. The weather's great. Just prepping and getting ready for the summer. A lot of yard work, getting rid of bugs, cleaning. Spring cleaning is what they call it. Get ready
Yeah,
for
spring
summer.
cleaning.
Yeah, all that good stuff. Just getting home projects kind of lined up, like things I'm gonna do, like the front yard and stuff like that. Get rid of a tree or the big tree, about to get rid of. So it's a lot going on, but overall productive. No complaints. Kids good. Get my babies this weekend, which is always a blessing for me. I love it. Um, and I think picture day. I ain't practice tomorrow. Well, Saturday, but picture day. Whatever. But I'm good over here. Sports is like this is the best season for men right now. Oh, yeah, it's great.
Not just
Sports up
men,
here.
women who like sports as well, because we got all kinds of playoffs, okay? There's the
Okay,
NHL
for
playoff, there's the
everybody.
NBA playoff, the MLB's right now. So if you watch baseball, it just started. FIFA's about to start. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying for
Oh,
everybody
and
because there's
the
some
World
people
Cup is
that
down
don't
here
like
today this
sports,
year, and the World Cup
huh?
starts too. So it's gonna be
It,
crazier
it,
than
it, it's a
June.
crazy year. FIFA is also in Toronto. I don't even know how our infrastructure is going to handle all of that. It is insane. Like our city's going to, we just cannot. So honestly, you need to look up where they're having the FIFA games in Toronto. So they had to build these extensions for additional seating. I'm basically calling them the stairway to heaven because I think people are just climbing their way to heaven if they really spend money to go on these seats. And if they get too rowdy, they might make their way to heaven. It is insane. And God bless everybody who doesn't mind spending ridiculous amount of money for that type of experience. But I am not about to spend $2,000 to be all up in the sky, about to high five with Jesus. Like, mm-mm. So, but I digress. As for my week, just like twins, it's been productive. It's been busy. A lot going on at work. My team has had a very successful week as we head into our busiest season of the year. So all in all, good. The weather today in Toronto was good. I had a nice walk a couple of times today. I was in the office. It was really nice. Tomorrow it's not going to be so great. Saturday, yeah. But we take it day by day here.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain on Saturday here in Georgia as well, so makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely raining on Saturday. And then my girlfriend's birthday's on Saturday. And this bitch reached out to me today in the afternoon asking me, what am I doing on Saturday? Girl, I know it's your birthday. You also know it's your birthday, right? So, like, you
She
knew
was
your
trying.
birthday
She
was
was making
coming.
sure. She was making sure. She was tapping in like, "What you doing this Saturday? Make sure you didn't forget."
Within 48, girl, it's 48 hours. First of all, every time we go out as a group, it's like $200 a person. I am not, no, no. You got to give me at least a week for me to mentally prepare to spend that type of money when I go up. Not anymore. I am not like I am looking towards retirement. I keep watching my investment account, okay, and my stocks on a day by day basis to see how I'm doing. I am not 20 something anymore. It's like, oh, $200 that day. I am heading up to like my 50s and 60s. No, girl. I was like, you let me know. I'm like, what's the plan? She's like, oh, I'll let you know. Girl, if you don't stop. I was like, if you don't stop with your high chest, expensive ass restaurants that you're gonna want to go to, will I go? Probably. But damn, I'm gonna complain about it. Anyways, I digress. So, are you dating right or wasting time? As we are in our 40s, listen, I'm gonna tell you, as I am in my 40s, I will tell you, I'm gonna answer that question right away. No, I do not date right. And it's not because I'm wasting time. It's actually the opposite. It's because I'm afraid I'm going to waste
Mm,
my time.
okay, that's honest. That's okay. Got you.
Listen, you
Embrace
know
the
me.
feelings.
I've been telling people my business, right? Because, and I have to tell you why for me, and this is why I really wanted to do the show. I saw this clip, which I'm going to show to all of you. I'm going to talk to twins. I think twins probably dates a little bit much, actually, probably much better than I do. Um, but like, I feel as if I have been spoiled. I am a spoiled person. Like I'm naturally, I say to people, it's one of my, if you're mandating me, it's probably one of the things that would annoy you about me the most is that I'm spoiled. I was spoiled by my father. I was spoiled by my sisters. I was sort of spoiled by my mom, but I was definitely spoiled by my dad. And so I have this kind of spoiled way. And then my dating life has also spoiled me because I usually meet men, they go on a couple of dates with me and then they're like, yay, you're great. Let's be in a relationship. And then it's like, great, okay, cool, here we are. And so I've never like I probably went through maybe 1 year. Like I've been dating since I was 16. I'm 46 now. So that's 30 years. I've been married, I've been engaged, all of those things. And I maybe went through one stretch of like a year where I was like dating multiple people and that wasn't happening. And normally it's like one or two dates. I like you, you like me. We're in a relationship and here we go. So I suck at it because I also don't have a ton of experience in it because I end up in relationships. And now that I'm in my 40s, like since I turned 40, I've been in two relationships and both of them also happened very quickly. One was after two dates. And then within like month two or three, we were shopping for houses. This was my scammer millionaire I told you about. And then the other was my ex fiance I started this show with. And that happened within 10 days, long distance. And we were together for almost 3 years. I suck at this. I need help.
And
I
so
suck.
you have a problem.
I suck.
You have a problem. You
I
love too
suck
quick.
at
You love too.
dating.
I
It
can't think of the word, but you
maybe,
love. You're. What's the word? I don't know, but you move too fast.
maybe, probably.
Nah, it ain't probably. It's based on your track record. You do.
I just
Just
don't. I just for me because and there's the thing it's clearly not with everyone because I go on plenty of dates with other people and I don't end up in relationships clearly, right? But I feel like if there's a vibe, I'm vibing, we're together, and it's like yeah, let's be in this relationship. However, I do know like I'll give you an example. Oh my god, something happened to me this week. I had to block a guy on almost every platform. So I just be out here just doing the most. And so there was this post for this Facebook, like she's an influencer on Facebook. She's probably got like 2.5 million people on her Facebook page. So she put out this thing like, men, if you're looking for wives, come here, women post your pics. So I said, you know what? I'm not on the dating profiles anymore. Let me try this. So I posted a beautiful picture of me when I was in Tulum, and my inbox started
Blew up.
going, blew
Right.
up, which was lovely, right? So I'm going through whatever. This guy now happened to also be Jamaican. Was like 52 or 53. Lived in LA. Like hit me up and was like, "I think you're perfect. I'm Jamaican. You're Jamaican." Um, so we were conversing like back and forth. He was like putting on the full court press, like full court, like heavy, heavy, heavy. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's like, you know what? Like, forget all these other guys. I'm the one for you. Like, I know they're blowing up your DMs, but like culturally, we're good, blah, blah, blah. So I start asking my regular questions. How many kids do you have? What are the ages of those children? How many mothers do they come with? Right? Because those are my regular. 3 kids, 2 moms, 21 and 22, and 8.
Ah, shit. The 8. 8. Damn.
You know me well enough to know that was my reaction. I said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry, what? 8? I said, you're 50, how old? He's like 52. And you have an 8-year-old? Like you decided to like do this again? Yeah, 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 yeah. I said to him, I'm gonna tell you this is not good. Like I think we just need to start. No, 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 no. That it wouldn't be an issue. I wouldn't be asking you to raise her. I'm like, I wouldn't be. You don't have to ask me because I won't be. I got a 24-year-old. I not my life. So anyway, so then he texts me one day on a Saturday. It was last Saturday. He texted me. I will tell you sometimes, guys, I am an ambivert, but my job requires me to be an extrovert. And sometimes on the weekends, I'm exhausted between my full time job, the 2 shows I have, all the stuff that I'm doing, people all the time. Sometimes I just don't want to talk to people. And so he texts me. I think I checked the message, totally forgot about it. And then later on in my Facebook, he was like, "Oh, I see you here on Facebook, but I text you and you didn't check my message." And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, how do people even know you're on Facebook? I was like, I didn't. Well, apparently there's a green dot that tells people you're on
Yeah,
Facebook.
you got to turn your status off.
First of all, I didn't even, but I was like, whatever. Okay, cool. So I saw this the next day and I was like, excuse me. And so then he goes into something like, oh, I saw that you were, and I was like, listen, sometimes I just don't want to talk to people. So respectfully, like, I don't need you like to text me and then message me. Anyway, so to make a long story short, I said, listen, it's clear that we're just not compatible and it's cool. Like sometimes people meet, they're not compatible. Like, I wish you the best of success. So he kept leaving me messages unto the point he's like, how are you going to say that we're not compatible? I said, sir, you're a 52-year-old man with an 8-year-old. Like our lives are not compatible. If I'm looking to date a 52-year-old man, he definitely does not have an 8-year-old. This man started telling me to go fuck myself. He said, fuck off, blah, 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 blah. So I clearly blocked him. I don't engage because I don't deal with that. But what was so funny is I laughed because I was like, I know having this conversation, people are going to say I move fast, but I don't because I can see the red flags. I saw the red flags with him. I saw the attempt to love bomb me, to give me all this attention, right? To tell me I'm like the most amazing and do all of that. To skip over, because I think this man understands that at 52 with an 8-year-old, I'm sorry, he's going to get that reaction from a lot of women, especially women my age who've had our kids. And so I think he tried to give me all of that attention and all that, like, your mom would love me. I'll fly to Toronto. I'll fly you out to LA. Like, oh, you want to move back to Jamaica? Don't worry. I got like he was giving, and I was just like,
He was laying it on thick. It
because
was self.
he was gonna hit the okie doke with the 8-year-old. So yes, I do move fast in some situations, but I also am so cautious about wasting time. And I think this is where I need your help. And again, this video that I play, we're kind of gonna go through it. For me, it's the I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be open and honest tonight. I'm going to be very raw and vulnerable. It's the fear of me dying alone. So I think I've admitted this on the show many times. My biggest fear in life is dying alone, like with no partner. I have friends and family, and that's all beautiful. They're not laying down with me at night, right? They're not the ones whose head I'm laying my chest on at night. I want someone to lay my head on their chest at night, to play footsies, to have those moments together, to talk about everything and nothing at the same time. And so I'm in a space where I am trying to fail fast, but then in some ways, my brain is trying to move too fast with the ones I do like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah, it does. Because tomorrow's not promised, and to say you have another good 40 plus years, I beg to differ.
No, me too. I would like another good 30. I definitely like another good 30. 40 would be great, but I'm not sure. I keep thinking that I have more years behind me than ahead of me, and I think that inherent fear in me makes me want to like move and leap to the end of the bullshit. But I also know the ones that are not right for me. Like I can swap those ones fairly easy, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm done with you. We're not gonna do this. But the ones where like everything seems to line up, I think my issue is I'm not necessarily trying to move the relationship along to them saying, hey, like I want to do this, but in my mind, I'm already like ahead of where I think it should be. And I think then that shows up in how I act. It doesn't show up in what I say because I'm conscious of what I'm saying, right? Like I'm never the woman who's going to be like, where are we going? Or any of that. But I think my action sometimes is like I'm already at the finish line and they're at the beginning.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So based on your dating experiences, you're not doing it right. So what do you think you could tweak and change and do better to get a better outcome when it comes to your dating?
Live in the moment and follow what we're about to watch in this video. I definitely don't live enough in the moment. Like I said, if I meet you and I feel like you meet this criteria, and there are certain things I will ignore. Like like even though I don't want to date a man with young kids, if you've got all of the other criteria and you've got young kids, also if they happen to be boys, I will move that to the side, right? Like I will be like, yeah, has young kids, not girls, because I don't date men with young girls. That's just a rule. Oh, they're boys. Okay, good. Like it's not enough for me to eliminate you because you have all of these other qualities. Um, but for me, I think living in the moment, having fun in the moment, and not moving mentally to the next step. I may not be physically at the next step, but I think often mentally on the next step. So I'm actually going to play this clip, which I thought was an excellent clip, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this clip once I am done. Let me pull it up here, and here we go.
Something called the 369 rule. The first 3 months you kind of reserve for, it's just going to be fun. It's intimate idealization. I'm going to be on the chemical cocktail. You're going to be amazing. This sex is going to be awesome. We're not going to have to try. We have so much to talk about because we have all these lives to share in this short amount of time. 6 month period of time is when you start to meet each other's other people.
Yep.
You start to notice patterns in their life and say, oh yeah, like you are late for work a lot. You are late to see me a lot. Your value system starts to show up, not just what you say, but what you actually do. And by month 9, you're actually able to accurately assess whether or not this is not just someone that you like, but someone you can live with.
Right.
But letting the data do the work as opposed to trying to force it. Because before it was, I have a story and I'm trying to force you to be the character in this story.
I'm trying to cast you in this movie. I was really bad at trying to cast this woman as this role that she's just not fit to play. Until I lock down with somebody, I'm having fun and I'm dating for data. And I want to find someone who, when I do lock down, we're still having fun.
Okay. So exactly what he just said, that's me.
Interesting. Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to cast someone in a role they may not be good for.
What? Yes, I agree with everything what they both saying. But when I hear the whole thing as a whole, first thing that popped in my head is the Steve Harvey 90-day rule. That pops in my head when I just because all it is putting a timetable on something and then seeing how it goes. I agree. There's some time that needs to be put in, right?
Hmm.
But it really is just based on it's same thing we've been saying the last 2 seasons or last 10 episodes is communication with a combination of action. Those two will have to align with each other, right? So if let's say as you're dating, you're talking, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I love traveling. That's my number one thing I do all the time." And within within 3 4 days, or not 3 days, but 3 4 weeks, if you haven't gone anywhere, and it don't have to be somewhere, it could be the next state over, it could be something small. If I can't do something that small, then he's not. He's just talking a good game. Because someone who
Hmm.
does love to travel like that, they don't care what it is. You can go to the next state over. You can find an all-inclusive hotel, and it's just every
Hmm.
state, every location has something nice you can go to, right? And it don't cost that much. So if you keep saying that he likes to travel, but y'all never travel, okay, what are you waiting for? He's not. His action is not matching up to his word is not matching up to his action. Am I saying that right? His
Yes.
word, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to say 369, whatever, 3 months, whatever, because it takes a lot of time. A lot of people put a good act on. Trust me.
Hmm.
And also, people can still change. So they may start out the same way, and as y'all go far down the road and they don't do those things or change, then what? Well, you did it during the first year, but the second year you stop. It's really not. It's not really a concrete time you can put on it. It just really has to be consistent. Consistency has to be part of it as well.
I agree with you, and I think you're right. That's the piece for me is understanding, and I think that's where I've been spoiled, right? It's understanding there isn't necessarily a timetable because most of my timetables have been very fast. Men meet me, men like me, they think I'm great, and that's why I've been engaged 3 times, only married
Yeah.
once.
Also, too, in your situation, you got to think about this because you mainly talk to men in the states. You're traveling regardless,
Yep,
and it's not really that you're traveling because y'all doing something nice. It's because you're in a whole different country, right? So
yep,
he wants to see you, or you want to see her. You got to travel regardless. So that's
yep,
going to happen by default in your situation.
yep.
Not saying traveling is your love language, nothing like that. I'm just using an
It
example, right?
actually is.
So that don't count. So you can't use him coming to see you. You gonna see him as y'all traveling because you have to see each other. Of course, you can
That is
FaceTime and
correct.
talk all day, but that's still part of the court process.
Yep,
Now, once y'all get into this so-called relationship, you're really dating, you have to go somewhere else. Meaning that when you visit, you're not coming to my house. Oh, we're gonna go Miami, or we're gonna go to California to see each other. So it's still I'm
hmm,
seeing you, but we're doing
hmm.
something. It's not just you coming over, hanging out. Because that's no different. You live in the same state. You coming over the weekend, just hanging out. That's all it is. Only difference is you live out of the country, so you have to travel to see each other. Is the point I'm trying to
Yep.
say. So it has to
No,
be
that makes a
more
lot of
than just
sense.
that. Yes.
No, that makes like honestly that makes a ton of sense, and that's something I have considered in terms of like I do have to travel to you, and so that's not part of my traveling. But if you're like, hey babe, come for the weekend, and then when you get here, we're gonna fly together to go X. That is different. That is a person because people are always. That's one actually one of the questions that I get often is like, how often do you travel? And I'm like, what's your definition of often? And they'll be like 3 times a year, and I'm like, I've traveled 3 times in the last 4 months, right? Like, and it's just
Exactly.
they're like, you know, what I'm saying? They're like, oh. So I don't know if that scares people or if that's just like, oh, she's serious about she likes to travel, right? So it's one of those things for me. It's like I I know I'm a catch that I'm not concerned about. I know I am a catch for the right person. I'm not for everybody, but for the person that I'm for, I think I'm a really good catch. Again, I think I feel as if I'm running out of time. And so even though I know that there's no timeline, I feel like sometimes I'm rushing the timeline. And then sometimes I'm very aloof because I'm not the same way with every person, right? Like there are some people who would be like, what is she talking about? Like if some guys came in right now in the middle, she'd be like, rushing, she's very aloof. Some people think I'm actually quite aloof. I'm very difficult to get to know. I've been told I'm difficult to get to know. Then other people are like you're really actually easy to get to know, right? So I can be like all of these different things depending on what you bring out of me. So I don't know. I need help.
I mean, based on the conversations we have about your dating life, it seems beautiful in the beginning, right? And then when it goes, not say south, but doesn't as flow as both parties like it, it gets very disrespectful. I'm seeing the trend. Like you said, the guy you talked to now, even though y'all wasn't in a deep relationship, but when she turned him down, he got disrespectful, and then you had to block him. The other person you had to block because they talk to you crazy. You see how it goes from hot to cold? Like they're showing you at the beginning, oh, I love you, I want you, you're perfect, everything I want. Oh, they talk this good thing, right? But then when they don't get what they want from you or the reaction they get, they go from 0 to 100, and that's them showing their true color.
And those are the ones I'm actually quite aloof with. And I think that's the issue with like any of the ones that I've had to honestly block on that level. I've never really given a lot of attention to. And there, I guess for them, it's like they are putting on this hard, you know, like this full
Facade.
court press. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's just, as the young kids would say, it gives me the ick. Like, that is one thing I will say is that my senses are very good in terms of the type of man. Like I'm not giving my attention and all of that stuff to men who are gonna be those people. Any of those men who have done that are men that I just like, oh, okay, great, I can block you, no issue. But I think the problem is when I'm dating someone who's just so good in all of the facets, I'm ready to move at maybe lightning speed. And again, I'm not saying it. I'm not necessarily saying it, but mentally, again, I am ahead of the game. But I mean, for you, for when you're dating, because I always talk about me. Let's talk about like when you're dating a woman. Like, what makes you move forward, and what makes you just stop?
What makes twin move forward? Stop. See, it's a lot. That's a lot to unpack. Because you understand, I'm coming straight out of the divorce, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, you are.
so I mean, granted, it's over almost 2. It's going on 2 years now. So, I mean, I'm over that. That's not something that's lingering, but it's just some things I'm just not going to entertain, right? So,
Let's talk about that.
I don't even if after I've talked to a lot of women since I've been divorced. A lot.
Oh,
Not
talk about it.
not been intimate with it.
No, I get it. No, I
It's
get it.
like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, next. Like I talked to them, like, yo, like I understand the dating world is crazy now, right? It's definitely pee in the water out here. It's crazy. There's a lot of not damage, but broken people out here that need to go through healing. And it's funny thing because when I start talking to a lot of people coming out of divorce, they always say, "Are you sure? Are you ready?"
That you're ready. Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're the one with the baggage. They're the ones have been single for, or not even never married, and they still hold on baggage of their baby daddies. Of course, I'm not a woman, so I'm speaking to women only. So, yes, they still dealing with stuff that happened 20, 30, 8, 9 years with the baby daddies or whatever, and they were never married. But they like, are you sure you ready?
You're ready. Yeah, they're projecting onto you.
Exactly. Or some people say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna give you time. You don't give me.
They're gonna give you time.
They don't give me time. So you tell me you want me to be out there and sow my oats, whatever you want to call it, then come back to you. It ain't gonna work out. I don't know.
That's weird.
As far as because I have 2 kids right now, right? So you have to be the same age as mine, and you got to at least have 1, maybe 2, if it's older, like, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
an adult,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't count, you know what I'm saying? But when you said he's 52
And
and
had
he
an
has an 8-year-old,
8-year-old with a younger woman, may I add. Already been down that road. Mm-mm.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-mm.
the logic, and then of course, was he married? Was he married to her?
Not married. He was married to neither. Had a long-term relationship with the one with the 2 oldest, and he was like, I was just out there. Here's my issue with it. It was like, so you would have had a kid when you were like 44, and he was just out there doing his thing. At 40 something, you were still out there doing your thing without a Jimmy hat on, and just getting a young girl pregnant. I didn't even bother to ask how young she was because I already dealt with somebody who impregnated someone who was 17 years younger. I was like, I don't need this negativity in my life. But like, so you were out there not learning from what you did in your 20s and 30s and having another baby. Yeah, already not for me.
Well, I mean, it's a proven fact. He's one of the guys that constantly getting girls pregnant. So, granted, I understand that you have your own, and they're grown now, but you have to see right there. That's a flag right there by itself. Females keep getting pregnant by the same dude. Like, you have to understand.
Like it
Like,
was just waving,
yeah,
waving, and
like
I was
that.
like, that's
Honestly, that
not for
wasn't
me.
that wasn't going to work out for you from the jump street. Once once again, 21 years old, 22, the old ones. I'm like, all right, they good, cool.
Good, they're
When he
adults.
said 8, I'm like,
He
what
said
is he
eight.
doing out here?
And I
Yeah,
started, so I said, you had a kid in your 40s with clearly a younger woman because she definitely wasn't 44 as well. Now you're 50 something with an 8-year old. So you didn't learn. So for me, it wasn't even, like, forget the age of the child. I was like, you didn't learn anything before. It is not that you fell in love, got married, had married this woman. She didn't have a
yes,
child. You guys had a child. You guys got a divorce. No, you weren't. You didn't marry her at all.
right. So that lets you know his. See, this is what I said last week. Check his dad facts, father facts, hoe facts. Whatever you want to check it. You have to base it off that. So regardless of the situation, he was never going to be a good fit because I can see now if he married every woman he had a child with, okay, that's a different story because he's all about commitment, building family, X, Y, Z. Stuff happens, but going through divorces is very hard and it takes a lot to get out of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I can give him that respect if he did that. But when you just single out here and you just laying wood and you just getting females pregnant, that's crazy work. So he was already destined to fail for you as a whole, and that's something.
Absolutely. And I said that. I was very
Yeah,
clear. I was like, you have an 8-year-old at 52. Like we're not even compatible. I'm trying to be out there living my best life. Okay. Not talking about what middle school she's going to in a couple of years. I have no fucking interest in that. Like I have zero. I want to be on the beaches of Bali. Like not talking about I'm going to a middle school recital.
no.
What the fuck I look like?
So so I mean, I'm glad you dodged that bullet because that's clearly not dating. That's clearly not dating in the right direction or doing dating right. Um, Once again, and to flip the script, women that have kids and they were married and just have kids with the ex-husband, you can have up to 4 kids, not kids, but they
Mm-hmm,
have, or
mm-hmm,
you know what I mean,
mm-hmm.
they're adults, whatever. I don't look at them as, oh, they was wild. No, they were married. You know what I'm saying? Like there's
Absolutely.
levels to that. So I can go with the flow with that when they were actually married because you were committed, you were married, you understand the conflicts and what it takes to be married. So those ones I don't put in the same category as a woman who's single and had multiple kids and never been married, and then now you get a relationship. But to go back to your previous question, so yes, earlier. So what are some things that's like kind of the turn off or I'm not
Mm.
going to deal with? Um, you asking me or telling me to do things that your previous guy didn't do. Let's say that again. And not just the previous guy, the previous baby daddy, right?
Oh,
Unfortunately, in this day and age, a lot of women that are out there, they have kids. Sorry, it's just once you get to this 40 plus range,
absolutely.
it's very hard to find one that's has no kids. Now you might find some that have kids or adults, which is good. That's a plus because they're done. And as long as she's done and I'm done, we're good. That's like, hey, we're starting over. You know kids? No, got mine, got yours? Good. It's just the ones that's in the 40 plus that they have kids that are young. And then while you're dating them, they expect you to do X, Y, Z. And I'm thinking, but first off, you didn't marry the last guy that you gave him the ultimate prize, was the child. So how are you gonna hold me to a certain standard when you didn't hold him to no standard at all? Right? So it's like, so those ones I just don't even give a chance or a shot to at all. Like, you may make the team, but that's
you and your team.
It will never go past that at all. It just won't, because clearly we're mentally we're not in the same playing field. Because I was married, I had 2 kids. That's it. No, I have no other kids out there. That's it. Don't want no more kids because I'm at the age where I'm ready to chill now. And it's about 6 years. 6 years I'll be kid free. Well, not kid free because I'll still be there. But what I'm saying, they'll be 18.
Yeah, they'll be 18.
You know what I'm saying? And
it's a whole different world.
So at that point, me and my lady, we can go travel and do X, Y, Z. I ain't gotta find a babysitter. I don't gotta do this because they're grown to take care of themselves. That's why I put the work in now with them so they can be independent and ready for the real world so I can enjoy the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I said, those women who have kids and who weren't married, sorry, it's going to be a very hard no for me. I get it, but it ain't going to work out. And especially if they're not 18 or older, I'm sorry. They got to be grown.
No, I agree. And I think that's for me. Sorry, my phone is acting up. I did see Mike David left a message about kids, and for some reason this thing won't do what it's supposed to do. Gotta freaking love this restream. But anyways, listen, I'm with you, and I think for me it's just like I do recognize the things, and I'm very clear with my standards and my boundaries. Yes, there are certain things that to you say I will look at. You having multiple kids and being divorced and having your kids in that marriage is very different to me than you having multiple kids and you didn't learn from the one before. Like, here's my thing. When people are like, oh, how many kids do you have? And I'm like, 1. And I actually get a lot of, like, oh, really? You only had 1? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, how'd you get away with that? And I'm like,
see, that right there. That's crazy.
That's crazy work,
crazy
right?
That somebody expects you got 1? How'd you do that? Easy. It's called protection. It's called condoms. There's a whole slew of things you can do. And then, that's what you mean? How you do that? It's so normal now that it's okay. You know, back in the day when we was coming up as little in our teens, it was shame if you.
Thank you.
It used to look bad on you. It wasn't a good look for you to be out here and having a child and you weren't married. And
dropping kids off to this daddy and that daddy and that daddy and that daddy. I'm like, what do you like? I have 1. I said, first of all, you only have to do something once to like realize you don't like this. And I didn't like the feeling of being an unwed mother. My dad was very disappointed when he found out I was pregnant in 21, and clearly, like, thank God my dad wasn't one of those people who was like pressuring me to be married just because I was pregnant. But it was uncomfortable for me. And when me and her father did not work out and we decided to part ways, having to do the drop off and pick up, and I was like, I always say, I was never a single mother. I was a single woman. 2 very different things, right? But that drop off and pick up and splitting Christmases and breaks and summers and all of these different things, and who has her on Christmas Day and who's here. Like, I did not want to do that with someone else. And I didn't want to take the chance that I was going to do it with someone else, right? Because we both know marriages can lead to divorce. Both of ours did. And my marriage was a divorce without having to worry about kids. Because trust me, I didn't want to have to do that again. So for me, it was like I made a conscious decision. And so if I'm going to date someone, especially at my big age, because I am looking at dating men in their late 40s into their 50s. So if I'm dating a 55 or 52-year-old man who's telling me, oh yeah, I have a single digit age child, it's a negative. It's negative. And again, not from a marriage. So those things I will say I'm very good at that. Like I'm very good at failing fast, not to waste time. And I get my key questions out of the way. How many kids do you have? How old are the kids? How many mothers? Were you married? What happened within the marriage? How do you feel about marriage now? Because that question's so important. Like I do those different things. Do you want to get married again? Are you dating just to date? Or are you dating because you'd like to, like forever? What does forever even look like? Because there are some people who get divorced and say, yeah, I'll be in a long-term relationship, but I'll never sign a marriage certificate ever again.
I understand. I can relate to that. I can relate to that. Quick question. So the guy that has the 8-year-old, we asked him a question about marriage. What was his thoughts on that?
He was evasive to me, and it was already like, okay, cool. I have to tell you, I am wary of men who get up to that age and have not been married. Not married, not engaged. Like again, I get my quick questions out of the way. Like I tell you, I fail fast. I get my key questions out of the way because I know how I feel about marriage. Having been married, having been divorced, having been engaged, like having cohabitated, like I've gone through the range of it. I know how important that is to me. So if you get to a certain point, and again, I don't completely cut you off, but it's a in my mind, like it's right there, like it's right here, and it will come to the front. Because as I get to know you, if I start seeing those things of, oh, I get this, why you haven't been married, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like, let's not even waste each other's time.
And,
So the fact
and
that he didn't even get married to the 8-year-old's mom, the fuck, what are you doing out in these streets?
right. So and that's kind of like not like a dating tip, but that's kind of like a something to kind of help out when it comes to figure out, are you dating the right way, right? Because if that's something that you want to do, right? If you want to be married, like you do, and you ask that question, and they're tap dancing around it,
Hmm.
that's the moment you say, okay, cool, this ain't gonna work out. See, the problem is people are like, oh, okay, maybe I can win them over, or I can do this. No, no,
I'm not here
once you
trying to change nobody. I am not the
no,
Lord Jesus Christ.
because it has to be in the person to want that. So clearly, he didn't want the same thing that you wanted. He wanted you, but he didn't want all of that. He didn't
That
want
part. Let's talk about that. That is the part that I think ladies need to understand. Again, attention versus intention. I absolutely get a lot of attention. So I do meet
right,
a lot of men who want me for
right,
various reasons, whether that's sexually, whether that's because I make good arm candy. I was told a lot of that in my 20s, right? Like, you make beautiful arm candy. You're pretty, you're smart, you speak well, all of those different things, right? So I get them and they want me, but they don't necessarily want the same things I want. And that's the missing piece sometimes, especially as we're dating now in our 40s, because as much as a lot of women won't admit it, they feel exactly the way I do. They do not want to die alone. They might talk a really good game on social media, but at the end of the day, none of us want to be laying in the cold bed with just the heater by our side as we cuddle up with blankets. No, we want a real human freaking body to lay down with us, right? We want somebody to be able, like, I want my husband on my emergency contact at work. Right? Like, we want that. And so I think sometimes we get confused by the man who wants us but doesn't want the same things we want. And so those are the women that end up waiting for years to get that thing that they want, because and they're like, why won't I get it? Well, he never wanted the same thing you did, but he wanted you. Big difference.
Also, throw on there as well too is that if somebody tell you something, meaning that, hey, I don't plan on doing this, you have to detach yourself from that person.
That part.
Yeah, thinking that they will change over time or you do this and that, it's not gonna work. Once they made up in their mind, that's it. That's it. Now, can they change? They can. It's a possibility. But how long you want to wait around and wait for that to happen, right?
I know some people who've been waiting a while. And
And
I
then, of course, and then
can't, it can't be me. I
here's what
couldn't do
always
it.
happens, right? They've been waiting around all this time, right?
Can't do it.
So that they finally break up. They finally decide to go in separate ways. And what happens? That man turns around and get married right away. And you gave him all your best years for him to turn around
Waiting.
somebody brand new.
That part.
And now you
That
mad.
part. That part. I never wanted, nor do I want to be that person. And so my fail fast, like I'm good at that part. I'm really, really, really good at the fail fast part. I am not so good at the once we've gone over the preliminary and I've pre-qualified you. And because I think that's the part we don't do enough. Can we talk about like pre-qualifying someone to even get them to the next step, right? Like think about a job application. I think we both have been in hiring positions and you
Yes.
look at resumes and you have a pre-qualifier, right? Like you look at certain things and you go, okay, this person's good enough to get to the call file, right? Where you say, I'm going to email them to get them on the phone to do a phone
Right.
screening, to even determine if they get to an in-person, whether that's video or whatever it's case. A lot of us aren't pre-qualifying before we get to that. And especially in this online dating world, where for me, and again, I've taken myself at least for the next few months off the online dating sites, but a lot of like Instagram allows you to voice and video call. Facebook allows you to voice and video call. You do not have to give people your number or then try to say, what's your WhatsApp? My WhatsApp is my phone number. So let's stop this right now. Okay, like you're
That was
actually
smart.
asking for my phone number, right? Like my WhatsApp is my phone number. So you want my phone number and we're not there yet. We can voice call, video call, and do everything that we need to do in this app before I let you into my personal life. Because to me, my phone number is my personal life. You start playing with my phone, as you know, with that one person who called me like freaking 32 times, right? It's sometimes we miss the pre-qualifier to even get people to the next level where you allow them to enter into your personal space, whether that's your phone number, whether that's going on it like a date, whatever that is. Pre-qualify. What are your pre-qualifying questions? Do you have pre-qualifying questions? We all know what mine are.
Do twins have pre-qualified questions? I'm more of an observation, right? Because I know people can talk a lot. People talk a good game, right? Oh, I do this, do that, do this, and I just sit back and watch and see if you do these things. You know, I mean, of course, ask the basic questions. You know, if you got kids, how old are you? What's your job? What do you do? You know what I'm saying? You know, what makes you mad? Turns off. Like, you know, ask the basic questions that everybody asks when meeting somebody. But watching somebody move is how you really see if they're really about what they're talking about. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I have questions, but I don't have nothing like. And honestly, I'm not saying I'm picky, but
You're particular. That's what I like to call
yeah,
myself.
I
I'm
still talk to
particular.
everybody. So if me and you hit it off like that, then it's really good. But yeah,
I mean, I
you have to
definitely
be
have to
educated.
qualify.
I'm not saying you have to be I, I have a PhD. No, not a
Have
PhD.
PhD.
But what I'm saying that just communicating and just the way you think. I think I'm more of a critical thinker, very logical, and I'll just sit there and just listen, and then I'll question, and then sometimes people get upset based on something so small or whatever, and I just know how to move after that. So yeah, I don't have
Yeah,
a lot of questions like you got.
yeah. I don't. And again, like I said, I don't. If going back to our questions, are you dating right or just wasting time? I will admit again, I know that I'm not dating right, but it's also because I don't want to waste my time. And so that's what my pre-qualifiers have become, because I know what it's like to ignore the things you know you don't want because you want that man, right? And I've done that. I ignored some of the things that I knew I didn't want, but because me and the man were so good and so compatible, I was like, I think I can do this. And then finding out 3 years later, I could not do this. And so for me, I've just become more cautious in knowing, like, if these things are already there, because let me be clear, children, you don't get to remove children out of any equation from somebody's life, right? The children are there whether they're 35 or 5, right? They are there. The men or women people have children with, they are there. I know people like to think, oh, when it's 18 it's over. I'm gonna tell you, no, it's not. I have a 24-year-old. Me and her father still talk. We're in a group family chat. My daughter's gonna go through things. My daughter has an important thing coming up soon, and if she can get tickets for us to be there, me and her dad are going to be the ones that are going to be there. Guess what? She's going to get tickets in the same section. So me and her dad are going to be sitting with each other. She will get married. She will have kids. So 18 is not the end of it. So if I have to be with a man who's doing these life experiences with 3 or 4 different women, it's a no for me, dog. Because I have to do those life experiences with you with these 3 and 4 different women. I'm not doing that. I don't need new besties. I don't need new friends. I'm good. No, thank you. So I now know those are things that when I think about my life and what I want to do, no, I don't want 3 different set of grandkids with 3 you know what I'm saying? Like all the nah, no. So I asked my pre-qualifying question.
Well, let me say this. We talk about what the other person does, right? And what we pull back from them, or we cut it off from them, right? From the other person. Yep. I actually met somebody that was very compatible, and the hardest thing I had to do is at that certain time frame, I wasn't ready for that person, right? And I had to pull away from them. And that might have been the hardest thing I ever had to do, because they checked off everything that I wanted and everything that I needed. But me, I wasn't ready. And what I said to the person is this. I said, I'm having a conversation with her. I said, listen, this is something I would tell my own daughter, right? If a man is not in a place where he needs to be, and he's telling you he's not in a place to be, and he wants to step back, let him step back.
Yeah, let him.
Because
I agree. Let him.
It'd be something for me to keep holding on to you while I'm going through whatever I'm going through at the time frame. And you might meet somebody who could be better than me or in the right place for you. Like, I'm not that selfish a person. So even though I didn't want to let the person go, I did, because I wasn't in the right place for them. I wasn't the man that I wanted to be for that lady. So you know what? No hard feelings. Got love for you always, but I'm just not the place. So I step back. So I can take accountability for myself. And also, like I said, because I have a daughter too, so I'm raising her, and I would teach her
to do the same thing.
Yeah. Let him go. I don't care how good he looks and X, Y, Z. If he's telling you that he's not X, Y, Z, fall back.
I think it's funny. I did that, but it was almost 3 years into the relationship. So I had to walk away from something that there was nothing wrong on, at least for everybody looking in after 3 years. But I knew, because it came down to kids. It came down to kids. Right? Everything else was great, but I just kept seeing my life, and I was like, this isn't it. Like, this is not, I love you. Like, this is, everything else is good, but this is not the way that I want my life. And I think having had that situation, I am so self-aware of it that the moment those things start coming up, I'm like, yeah, I think this is where I fall back because I've been there. I've been there where it's like I'm ignoring that because I think I can deal with it, but knowing myself, because I remember when I got with that person, my stepbrother was like, "You don't want someone with young kids. Like, what are we doing here?" Right? Like he was like, "This is not what you want," and I gave him all of the other reasons why it made sense, and he was like, "Love you, sis. This is not gonna work. Like you don't." Not for the long term, because like you're going into something when somebody has something you don't want. So I know for me, my qualifiers are important because if you pass that, for me, then I am good. I'm also cautious of men that don't have kids. I'm also the opposite, right? Meeting men who
Especially
don't
at
have
this
kids.
age. Especially at this age.
Because I've heard it both ways where like a man will say, I don't have kids, I'm already at this age, I don't want to be an old parent. Um, so I think I'm good. Right. And I'm just like, see, you're not confident. It sounds good to say to me because I've made it clear it ain't gonna happen, Captain. Like it wasn't gonna happen when I was 26, and it ain't gonna happen at 46. So it's not gonna happen, Captain. So what if you meet a woman who's 32 and 33, who's got her eggs ready to go and is ready to pop out a kid, and it's very likely who will pop out a kid. So like I'm in that interesting place that I do meet men with kids, but I meet a ton of men without kids, like a ton of men without kids. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm the one because I don't want to spend 10, 15 years because you can have a kid at 55,
I got a kid. Long,
at 99.
you know what I mean? I got kids till my last day. As long as I can, you know what I mean? Hey, we got kids forever. And funny you said that too, because you know what? After you said it, that is definitely a question I do ask now. I do ask, hey, your kids, cool, I got kids, whatever. Do you want more kids? I mean, I can't. No. The question
No,
is, do you want more
you
kids?
want more.
Yes or no? I just need to know. What about you? No. It's not. It's not what. It's not what I want, or what,
Do you want more kids?
or what your man wants in the future, or if you get married again. The question is, do you want kids? Because I don't. What about you? No, I'm good. I'm done. Nope. Got my two. I'm good. I got a boy. Got a girl. I am done. No. Plus, they're expensive.
That,
So I make that known. I make that known day one.
tell me
So
about it.
so if you're at the age or you want another kid, I'm telling you now, I'm good. So just go ahead, check no, swipe left. I'm cool with that. My feelings won't be hurt because I can't give you what you want. I think it's a beautiful thing to have kids, especially married, grow
Amen.
together, reunion. I love it. Just not me.
Love that for you. Thank you. Love that for
I
you.
mean,
And
if I was my 30s, okay. 20s, hell yeah, but 30s, but 40s, hell no. Sorry, that shop is closed.
I
Unless
can
you
tell you,
unless you got money like that, then maybe, I might, you know what I'm saying? I'm joking.
but even at that point, like then somebody else is raising my kid. Like I'm having an au pair because
We're gonna
like
have a living in nanny.
thank you. An au pair. Okay. And there's some of those people who their au pair actually breastfeeds their kid. It's very weird. But anyways, rich people things. But for me, I think because I didn't want them after I had the first one at 21, my dating life definitely has looked different than a lot of people. And I love what you said when people ask, you ask that question, they say, well, if my partner wants it, then yes. I've never been that person. It has been since I had a baby at 21, it has been no. But no for 24, almost 25. No, I
That's
don't want any
strong
more
though.
kids. The strong, hard no. It was never what somebody else want. And those types of people, Jamaicans call them wishy-washy, right? I don't like
Right.
wishy-washy people, right? I want you to stand on what you is. Don't give me something because I want it. It means you don't want it. And I never want to be responsible for doing something that you end up hating later because you're like, fuck, I didn't want this kid, but my wife wanted it.
Exactly.
Or I didn't want this kid, but my husband wanted it. Then it becomes a bone of contention in the marriage because one of us did something that we didn't want to do. For me, it's yes or no. You want more kids at 46 years old as a man? Good, thank you, sayonara. See you later. I'm out. You have a young kid that needs to be raped. Thank you. I'm out. I'm not like, you know what I'm saying. I'm not even just. I think I'm not even playing those
The
types of
game.
games. I just
Right.
I'm not playing those. That for me is wasting other people's time. Like, forget wasting my own time. I'm wasting somebody else's time. I definitely also don't want to waste my own time because again, we can work through it, or all of these other qualities are great. Like, people would always say, well, if he came with all of these other things, right? But he had this, it doesn't work for the life that I want to live. I want to travel. I like to go places. If you got to talk to your child's mom to see what weekend and we got to move this, and like, I work remotely, I can work from anywhere in the world. If you said, hey babe, let's go to Bali next Thursday, awesome. I take the day off from work. We fly our ass to Bali. I just put my laptop on. I work in Eastern Standard Time to make sure I'm still doing my job, and we're out on the streets. There is no baby. Tell my daughter, here's where I'm going to be. Check me on Life 360. Here is all of the information. This is who I'm going to be with. This is their phone number. Here's a picture of them. Like, I got the whole thing ready. My girlfriends know where I am. There's no, oh, you know what? Let me check with her dad. It was my weekend, but I gotta switch weekends with her dad. Or like, I'm past that. So the moment you have that situation in your life, thank you, sir. I think you are great. You have all of these qualities. But if they're switching weekends, and I don't know if that's gonna work for me. That's tough for me.
Which is completely fair, and I think it's honest. Uh, I think it's the right thing to do instead of trying to act like you're okay with it, and then it'll come out regardless because
It does.
you argue. Well, argue come here, that's come up, and you might, wow. Well, if you felt that way, then why you just, you know what I'm saying? Why are you saying something now? So yes, I think so. I think it's very important to, if you have deal breakers, ladies and gentlemen, stand on those deal breakers. Do not budge on them. If you don't want any kids, don't talk to somebody who has kids. If if they want this, stand whatever it is. Want to be married? Cool. If you don't be married, don't. I mean, I guess no. If that's something you don't want, say no. I know the person may have X, Y, Z, and you're attracted to them, and they doing cutting
Hmm.
everything off. Don't compromise something because you're going later on. You're going to hate it and be mad at yourself, and you're going to blame nobody but yourself because you knew from the beginning you didn't want that. So let's be, you know what I'm saying? Let's be upfront and let's stand on business.
Well, that sounds like your dating tip. So I'm gonna go ahead.
It wasn't
I
trying to be,
was like,
but
that's a damn date. I was like, that's a dating tip. So let me go ahead and do mine. Have some pre-qualifiers. Have pre-qualifiers for dating. As much as I don't necessarily agree with a particular time frame in terms of how things go, because every relationship is different, I do believe in having pre-qualifiers. And it's almost very similar to what Twin said, but pre-qualifiers are again the thing that moves one person from this stack of resumes over here to the, you know what, I'm going to call this person file. What are those questions? It could be 3, could be 10. Get those out of the way, especially when you're online dating, right? Like, stay within the app, ask those questions, and get those out of the way before you move forward. Because trust me, if you ignore those things that you say, oh, this is not how I envisioned my life, but oh, this person's so great, I could just ignore that. Trust me, you pay for it later, because eventually that vision of your life is going to come back, and that person's still not going to fit in the vision of your life, no matter how great they are. I guarantee you there is somebody out there, and you're blocking your blessing and blocking that other person's blessing by bringing them into your life when they did not meet all of your pre-qualifiers. So that is my dating tip. I want to thank everybody. Thank you for those who were watching. Thank you for those who will watch on the replay. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Go Raptors, go! It's what I have to say. I'm hoping my parlay does win. Just say. But we appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. We will see you here next week,
next week.
9 p.m. We are